of us. And one of my biggest memories for her was that her house was down the street from the church that we grew up in. So with that being said, you already know Sunday dinners was always at her house. That's like one of our biggest childhood memories. Going to her house for some fried chicken and potato salad or french fries, and it didn't matter because then some days she would mix it up. But we always knew it was going to be some fried chicken on that table for a Sunday dinner. And those of you that know about that Sunday dinner, hey, it's nothing like it because we got a chance to fellowship, we got a chance to hang out, we got a chance to just be in the know with our family and be able to hang out with them on a regular basis. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back with you with Motivational Moment. Hey y'all, I told y'all I got a team now and it's amazing because I get to, I'm like, I'm not used to people telling me what to do first of all. So I'm like getting used to this and so it's hilarious because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Y'all sure y'all want me to do that? But that leads us right into what I want to encourage you about and some things that I've shared with some people. A lot of you know that I have been in the midst of trying to find somewhere to live in this relocation region. You know, living with friends is fine. Living with friends, you know, they help you out, no problem. But when you're used to having your own, you're used to being on your own, it's really hard to make that adjustment. So I kept running into problems, and then I said, you know what, God, forget it. It's in your hands. I prayed, and I said, and I've been talking so much about being intentional about what you pray for, being intentional about how you reach out to God and you ask Him for and go forth and do things and you constantly saying this, that, and the third. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take an advice from my own writings. I'm going to be intentional. I said, God, this is what I want. I need to pay this. I want to live here. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. I got to be able to stay within this budget. So even if something happens, I know that I can still take care of all my bills with one check. You know, be able to not have to just keep scruffing and scrounging because there are other things that I want to do. And lo and behold, I got the phone call on Wednesday. They said, Franklin, you can move. I said, okay, if I can move, I'll be there on Friday. Give me my keys. So, y'all, motivating you to know that if you just stay true to the course and true to the process, because everything that I kept getting denied for was not for me at that time. Everything that they kept telling me, they kept giving me these crazy astronomical prices. Now I got something actually bigger and cheaper than what I have been looking for. So it's like stay the course and trust the process. And so many times I talk about this and I want to be as transparent as I can because I did have somebody call and tell me I never understood about trusting the process and then I never thought you were going through some of the things that you were going through. I'm like, y'all, I'm not perfect. I just keep operating. I just keep moving. And it's like they wanted me to do some things and I couldn't do it because I started to recognize I don't have that energy to do what you need me to do. So now I have learned the power of no. I've learned. And we got a call coming in, honey. We got some stuff going on. So we're going to be right back with you. We're going to take a quick break because we got some, I think our Skype person is trying to come in. that said we're going to start acting like trees. Remember, they're getting ready to shed their leaves because now they're getting ready to turn into something even more beautiful. So get ready for the fall, y'all, and be ready to do what you have to do because don't let this change of season change your pace because it might be getting cold outside, but you might as well act like it's fire under your feet to keep moving forward and doing what you have been called to do. And again, trust the process. Well, y'all, we are ready to bring on our first guest. It is Dr. Monique, and I think she is getting ready to, if she's here. Dr. Monique, are you here? Dr. Johnson, I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Well, hey, girl, how are you?
Hey.
You looking cute.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Dr. Monique Johnson, I got excited because I found out you were one that actually submitted your information on Facebook with us. We are so glad. Hold on, we got a call, Dr. Monique, already.
Oh, my.
Thank you for calling Conversations with Deborah Franklin. How can I help you? Hello, caller, are you there? I guess they didn't want to talk after all. They didn't realize they were going to be live and on the air that quick, I guess. But Dr. Monique, I did put a little tag on the flyer that we're going to do some Fix My Life tonight. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, Dr. Monique, what area do you work in?
So I work in essentially two areas. I'm a diversity consultant, and I also do career coaching as well. So that's what I do now, but I've done a variety of different things over the years, but that's primarily what I do.
Well, actually, just tell us, what is a diversity consultant?
Well, I work with organizations and individuals who value diversity and are ready to use their influence in ways that make a difference in the world. So, in today's times, we have lots of issues around race and gender and sexual orientation and abilities and so forth. So, it's just the way of the world and people are still trying to understand each other. And so I help organizations to implement programs, to do strategic planning, to really do a deep dive into the issues that they have in their organization to make it, a welcoming environment for everybody.
Okay, so when you say diversity consultant and you're talking about the different people, so do you actually train people on how to get along, let's say with somebody that's of a different race, with somebody that's of a different sexual orientation? Because now I feel like that's really needed, especially in the workplace, because some people, especially in our traditional workplaces, are not used to, let's say, transgender or men that actually wear makeup or women that are more masculine looking than feminine looking. Do you train people on how to do that?
Yes, I do. And, it's all about bias and racism and unconscious bias. A lot of it is just sort of conditioning, the way we have been raised and all of that. But I really do dig deep into self-awareness. You really can't do any training without encouraging people to look at themselves and explore themselves and their own ideas, their own worldview, where those ideas came from, how, that there's not a lot of validity and accuracy to those ideas. So yes, I do train people. I'm actually going to do a training in a couple of months with attorneys in a public defender's office. So that's a new population for me, but really the issues of bias and racism are the same. It's just different environments. No. So they work with the accused. And so you can imagine, a person comes in who's done something and you don't treat them well, from the secretary who greets them to the attorney who works with them. So, they come in sort of feeling defeated and all that. So I'm really excited about that because that's a new population for me. But yes, I do training.
Awesome, because I think that is really needed, especially with so many biases and and I'm glad you said that, with so many police officers that are getting caught up with shooting unarmed people, or my new favorite one, breaking into someone's house and killing them. Didn't quite understand that one. So, how would you train a department that's gone through that?
Wow. Well, again, I think it has to start from within. So, the issue with diversity training, I think I should say this first, that it shouldn't be a one and done type thing
Right.
where you just have one training and then that's it. It's really a process. I guess it has to start somewhere.
Mhm.
So they really need to begin to dig into who they are themselves, how they came to think the way that they think, what their what their upbringing is, and where these thoughts, these ideas came from, where this privilege came from, where these ideas of superiority came from. So that is really the very beginning, the whole self awareness piece, because you can't do training without that piece. That's like the most important part. And then you begin to deal with the stereotypes and all of that that have kind of been conditioned in our country and so on and so forth.
Oh my
But
gosh.
self-awareness piece is key.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, the
Yes,
number
yes,
is to call in is 443-454-3751. Please call in, guys. I see that there are some business people that are online with us via Facebook. Call in if you have questions about diversity training, because y'all, even though honestly that is not what I really wanted to spend a lot of time talking to you about, but when we started to talk and you started to talk about it, I was like, we really need to start thinking about this even more so, especially in our education system, because I'm an educator, and it's like I look at my classroom, and it's like now is that it's predominantly African American, but now I also have half Hispanic, and let's go this, a fourth of them that are in the class don't speak English. So how can you be now? I'm accepting, because I tell everybody I'm equal opportunity crazy. If I fuss at one, I fuss at all. If you
right,
gonna do your homework, you're gonna do your homework. If you don't do it, I'm still gonna jack you up. I don't care what language, I don't care if I got to do the Google translator, you gonna know I'm going off. But
right.
but at the end of the day, how do we start to shape the minds of educators where they have been at a school? I'm just throwing this out here. They've been at the school for so long, and now the population has changed. What
Mm-hmm.
advice could you give? Because that is now, especially in education, one of our new buzzwords is equity. We have to find equity with everything that we do. So as a
Mm-hmm.
trainer, what could you share, I guess, quickly with the educators that may be listening, on what they could do to work on, be conscious and intentional about working with their equity?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I do actually work with school districts. I have a contract right now with the school district in the greater Cincinnati area. But one of the very first things is that it really needs to be embraced by leadership. Leadership needs to be in support, whether it's the school boards or so forth. They need to talk the talk and walk the walk. And if the school board needs to experience some kind of training, then it should start there as well. So that is key because, their leadership is going to sort of guide the direction. They can
Mm,
stop things from occurring if they
right.
want to, if they're not in total support and they don't believe that it's really important. My thing is, as a trainer, one of the things that I've learned over time is that my role is not to defend that diversity is important. I
Right.
already know that it's important, and it's not to prove to you that it's important. So either you already need to know and understand that it's important just by the nature of the fact that your school district has changed, and you can look around and
Mm-hmm.
see that this is a different population than it was,
Exactly.
say, 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. But it needs to start with leadership, and then, of course, that includes principals and so on and so forth. One of the things that I did with one particular school district is that we had focus groups.
Mm.
They really wanted to hear what parents thought. They wanted to hear how teachers were feeling. They wanted to hear how students were feeling. We did 10 or 11 focus groups. And it was a combination of that population that I just named. And so it was very, very telling. We transcribed all of the focus groups. And so what we started to see were themes that were
Mm-hmm.
occurring. And so that was very, very important. That was our data. Out of the mouths of babes, out of the mouths of the students and
Mm-hmm.
the teachers. And the district actually is about, I guess, maybe 30, 40 in terms of diversity, 30% diverse, 70%
Mm-hmm.
white. And when you have teachers who are Caucasian saying, we need more diversity in this school district, we need more diverse teachers.
Right.
we
Right.
So they were even saying it, that they thought that that was important. So nonetheless, some type of needs assessment needs to occur. My mind, I think it's needed. It's just a natural thing that should happen. But in some cases, people need that. So some type of needs assessment, some type of feedback from the population that you serve. And then as far as teachers go, um, I worked with one school district where we actually implemented a initiative
Mm-hmm.
where we had teachers from each of the buildings serving as diversity advocates. So I provided the training along with another staff member, and so we met with them each month, and we just trained them on unconscious bias. We talked about racism. We talked about various stereotypes. We talked about culturally responsive teaching. We talked about all types of things. So they were then going back and feeding that information to their buildings and sharing and so on and so forth. So there's a variety of different ways, that you can be creative in terms of how you share diversity with the staff. But most teachers, I,
Mm-hmm.
I would hope, understand the value of knowing, being culturally responsive and being culturally attentive
Mm-hmm.
to their students. It's all a part. You can't just teach. I guess you can if you want to, but my feeling of the mark of a good teacher is that you can teach everyone, or if you can't, you figure out how, or you go the extra mile to meet the needs of the population that you serve. So those are just some ideas. I was kind of all over the place, but those are
No,
just
that was awesome because I wanted to chuckle because teachers were always held, educators are always held to this extra like measuring stick. We always
yes,
have to go above and beyond. And it's
yes,
like
I know.
and it's so funny because I'm like, y'all, we human too. We want to be
I
mad.
And you know what? But you know what? I get that. I definitely get that. But when you don't know, you just ask, right? So you
Exactly.
just, you just
Exactly.
ask if you don't know, because nobody knows everything. I even as a diversity consultant, I don't know everything about every, race, ethnicity, every culture. I
Exactly.
ask,
Oh, and I totally
so
do because I always make the diversity a part of my lesson because a lot of times they won't talk about it unless you bring it up. And then when they do bring it up, it's really cool to see when they realize, yeah, we might have come from different places, but we still have a lot in common. And I think that's some of the cool stuff. Well, guys,
hmm
I see that you're logging in. Why don't y'all give us a call or even post your questions here on Facebook for Dr. Johnson? And then we're going to be getting ready to wrap up our segment pretty soon. So, Dr. Johnson, you said that you're a diversity coach and you also do, I'm sorry,
career coaching.
career coaching. That's what I wanted.
Yes.
I knew that, and I'm so glad. Again, I got to stay in this education thing because when I saw that, I got tickled as well because I was talking to my students who are seniors who are getting ready to go out into this big wonderful world of work, and they were like, well, I could be late. I said, but what you gonna do when you go to your job? Don't you think they might call one of your teachers as a reference? Then they said, well, I can wear my do-rag, but I ain't gonna wear it to work. I'm like, but don't you know that some of your potential employers could actually come to the school for something and see you do something? Don't you think that might be something that you ought to start working on? So my question to you would be, what advice as a career coach would you give, let's say, a junior or senior in high school about how they approach their day at school? Being on time, dressing. I'm not saying you have to dress to the nines, but being presentable when you go out. What advice would
Mhm.
you give to them?
Okay. Well, I actually have a daughter who's a junior, so
So you
I
already
can
know
relate
the
to
fight
that.
is real.
Yes. Well, I I I was just telling someone social media is important. So I do want to say that. I know that does not answer your question, but
No, it does. It
it
does.
needs to
That was
be.
my next question.
Yes. Well, they're looking at that.
Yes.
College admissions officers and recruiters, they're looking at your social media, so they need to be very careful how they represent themselves. And the other thing is, first impressions are important. Now,
Mhm.
I know they feel comfortable at school, they have relationships with teachers and so forth, but they have to be careful how they present themselves. I was just talking to my older daughter. She was at a career fair. She's a sophomore in college, and so she didn't get any callbacks for internships. Her friend did, And so the first thing I said to her was, did you have your suit on? How did you present yourself? Did you lead with a firm handshake? Did you look them in the eye? All those things are very, very important. And, it may seem unfair that people make judgments about you based on those things, but, that's the way of the world. And we're competing, with other students and so on and so forth across the country. So you have to do those things initially to get to where you want to be. So, yes, you have to present yourself well. And I know with young people that could be do rags or whatever. I don't know, but I don't think the do rag is it.
Yeah.
That's that may work for school, but it's not going to work, every day when you go to apply for a job at a fast food place or store or whatever. You just have to use your better judgment. So.
And I totally agree. And then one other question as far as career, what do you feel? How do you feel about when we say? How would you explain code switching?
Code switching. Yes, I was just talking about that with a friend. Yes, it's, what, sometimes these things, it feels unfair to us, but hey, that's the world we live in today. And so, we talk a certain way when we're around a certain group or with our friends or at home or whatever, and that's okay. But in certain other environments, it's not okay to speak in that way. You have to change your tone. You may use different words, and yeah, unfortunately, we have to do that. That is the way it is. Now, we see a lot more talk out there about, being our authentic selves and wearing our hair natural and all of that, and finding the right environments that will fit for us. I think that's great. If you find that, that's wonderful. But in general, most of us do have to code switch from time to time. So,
my goodness, yes. Well, Dr. Johnson, I have truly enjoyed having you on today. So how can, if somebody wanted to contact you for whether it be career coaching or diversity coaching, how could they get in contact with you?
Sure. Well, the best way is probably through my website. It's drmoniquecjohnson.com. Right from my homepage, you can get on my email list, or you can send me a message, or you can schedule a complimentary call with me, a 30-minute complimentary call. I also have free resources on my website under free under free resources right at the top on the menu. So that's probably the best way. I also have a Facebook page, and that is also Dr. Monique C. Johnson, drmoniquecjohnson.com. So, and I'm on all social media as well. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and that's DRMCJ Consulting, DRMCJ Consulting. So
awesome. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. We definitely have to hang out again, but it's been real. It's been fun. Love you to life. Hope we get to hot chat again.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it, and you're doing great work as well.
Thank you.
Much.
y'all, I'm so excited about having you on. You got some bad stuff sitting behind there. That don't look like that's my size, so you're going to have to do better with that, sugar. You're going to have to do better with that. How are you this evening? Because I know you were trying to get in the studio, y'all. She is located in Baltimore, and y'all, and then just so you know, Baltimore is really like a 45 minutes to an hour from the studio. So she was trying to get here to be live in the studio with us, but some things happened, and that's why we say thank God for technology. Since technology got her here, and she got some nice things sitting behind her. I'm excited to talk to you. So, what got you into this fashion business? Let's just jump right in.
I've always done fashion, and it's been with me since I was very young. So yeah, it's it's in me.
I love it. I love it because I saw some of your stuff on Instagram. I was like, this is fire. I was like, yes, yes. And I was like, so what is your motivation behind what you design?
And it comes from so many things. I spend a lot of time in museums. I'm always in museums. I'm always consuming art. Film. I love film. So yeah, between art and film, those two motivate me. And then life references, things that I remember from my childhood, I can always pull from those to be inspired.
Awesome, 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 awesome. We got a we. I mean, so would I guess what would you call your what would you call the type of clothes you design? Well, like what? I don't know what genre or what kind of what's your style?
It's somewhere in between ready to wear and I would say haute couture, but that word's thrown around so much I don't want to misuse it. But yeah, ready to wear and haute couture.
Cold couture. So for those of us that don't know what cold couture is, it's so much fun to say. Tell us what is cold couture?
It is a French handmade garment. It's not processed. It's made in an atelier, which is basically a studio. It's hand embroidered, hand sewn. It's all done by a team. Sometimes it takes anywhere between 75 and 200 man hours to make individual pieces.
One
So
piece. One
yeah, so
piece.
we're not sending our stuff out to China to make it. We make it right
One
here.
piece. My God, one piece.
Yes.
Y'all, that's a lot of hours. That is a lot of hours in one piece. I mean, I don't know because I don't have the patience to sit up and draw on paper, so I know I couldn't do that.
Take
So,
some time.
so tell us about the pieces that you have behind you.
So the orange coat right here is from the fall 2018 collection. It came out this past February. So this
Awesome.
is on ontaviolet.com for those who are interested.
Okay,
It's
but first of all, Ontavia, baby, what size do them coats come in?
the coats come in any size. It's from size 00 to size 22.
Okay, yes.
We don't have a lot of plus size items because the fabrics are extremely expensive. So we make them in a sample size first. Like this one is a size 6. So yeah, so anywhere
She
between
said a
0 and
size
22
six.
for this coat right here.
Okay, but I think I'm liking that coat. I do like that coat. So we're gonna have to talk about because okay, I'm always well, y'all know I ain't got to be saying I'm transparent. Plus size women won't designer clothes as well, and
Yes,
that coat is beautiful, and it looks like and that's like a coat that it looks like everybody can wear. Am I right or
yes.
wrong?
It is. It looks good on everybody. It really does. I tried to lean towards making stuff for everybody. Like when I did my first New York Fashion Week show,
Mm-hmm.
I rotated the same dress 3 times on different people to prove that these dresses look good on everybody. So, yeah, I make clothes for everyone.
And
If
I
you
like
don't
that.
see the size online, message me. It is available.
Okay, I'm gonna have to message you, honey. We're gonna have to message. Maybe I need to come into the studio. So you got another piece. I like that one too. You killing me right now. So what's going on with this second piece you got on?
This one is a haute couture piece.
Oh,
This
ooh.
one is gold
That don't
embroidered.
okay, because that don't look like that's in a teacher budget. So come on and tell us what's going on with that cold couture.
This one is a gold thread hand embroidered olive green
Mm-hmm.
mini skirt gown. It took a very long time, but
I can imagine.
just came out last month during Paris Fashion Week.
So did you show it during Paris Fashion Week, or did you
No,
just do?
I release online and to stylists via email and
Okay.
live showings during the Paris Fashion Week.
Awesome, 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 awesome. And we got one other piece right there. And that looks something real simple. That looked like something to go to a good meeting in.
Yes, the power suit. Women
Yes.
empowerment is very important right now. So if you don't have a power suit yet, you need to make sure you have one in your collection for this fall and winter and going into the spring. This one is a Hakama pantsuit. It's a Japanese type of pant, and
And what does that mean when you say the Japanese type of pant? Is it wider,
it is a
narrow?
wide leg calf length pantsuit.
So does that work on all sizes?
It works on all sizes.
And I'm asking that because I feel, or and then heights, because I know that for those of us that are a little fluffier than others, and that so happen to be like I'm in that in between height, that 5'4.5", 5'5" situation. Does that work for someone that's in that situation?
Because it's calf length
Uh
and
huh.
the width of the pants, it makes you taller. It's almost like flooding pants, but it's not. When you are taller, it makes it, you can exaggerate your legs and you can show off your legs. It was
Oh.
really good with a heel. These pants with a heel make your legs seem even longer than they actually are. If you are plus size, the pants come up to your belly button, so it smooths you out and it situates the curve and goes out into an A line. So
Oh
yes,
my. Okay,
it,
so we definitely gonna have to talk because that leads me right to where I really wanted to go. Where what are we wearing this fall? What's in for this fall? What colors
like
should we have?
you should have burnt orange, navy blue, olive green, and black and white. Those
Really?
colors are confident, and nothing is more confident than black and white.
Wow. So basically, black and white is actually back. Cause for a
I
while,
don't think they ever went out.
cause it was, cause it was like at first they was like, "Ooh, don't wear black to this. Don't be doing this." But I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, I like it.
That's
I
the
like
thing
it.
nowadays, especially with social media, there are no rules with that.
Okay.
The more bold you are, the better. Whatever makes you happy is about your confidence when you wear the clothes. That makes the clothes. You know, it's
Right.
not about the clothes. It's about the way you wear them and how you feel when you wear them.
Okay, I like it because, and then you said burnt orange. So what is that? Should I wear that on top? Should I wear it on bottom, or should I just wear all of it at one
It's
time?
it's it's good to mix those colors. Those all those colors go very well together. The burnt orange, like in this coat, is
Yeah.
such a bold and confident color. You could wear it in a blouse. You could wear it in a bell bottom pants, which is going to come back by next fall very strong. If you haven't seen it yet,
I have been seeing that, and I got scared because
yes,
I was like, "What we gonna do? Get the look at the platform shoes with the fish in it
yes,
too?" I'm like,
yep.
"Stop playing."
Those tennis shoes, they are coming back. Yes,
Wow. So what do you? So when we start putting these colors together, so for the fall, should we be looking at more? Because I've noticed that heels are kind of like, for a while everybody was in the 6 inch, everybody was in the 3 4 inch stilettos, and I've been seeing a lot of more flats lately. So are
yes.
we going into flats more now?
The kitten heel is coming back.
Okay.
Believe it or not, the short square heels are very popular. Women in loafers, ladies, get your loafers. Comfort is classic right now.
Thank
So
God. Oh God.
yeah, so we
It's
have
like we can take a break from the pops for a while.
yeah. So if you can, you don't have to spend a lot either to find a good flat shoe or loafer. Go to the thrift stores. You can go whatever is in your budget. You don't have to break the bank to be fashionable.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now we did have a question. Do you design? Oh, and from Derek. From Derek. Derek is. I don't know. Do you know Derek Dixon?
No, I
Have you
don't.
heard? Okay, you got to connect with Derek Dixon. So go back and look at the at the replay on Facebook. Derek he does a phenomenal thing. He has a fashion show for autism, and he works with. I mean, he just kills it. So his question was, do you design for men?
I don't. I have requests all the time. I am for
Derek, she
women.
only does women, but you need to go on
I,
and get her for Stomp the Runway.
you know what? And for the right price,
Oh, she said for the right price, Derek.
I can turn out a suit.
She said for the right price, she can spark out a suit. I love it. I love it and love it even more. Yes. So, but and because so do you do anything for I guess for anything any fashion shows for a cause? Are there any causes that you have aligned with? Because I know like with Derek, he does like the Stomp the Runway for autism. I know someone else that does fashion shows for schools. And some other things that are going on. Do you do that as well?
Last year, I was the representative of the state of Maryland at the state capitol to raise $52 million for the school districts in the United States. I go through that with Maryland's Advocates for the Arts. So I definitely spend a lot of time, especially teaching other creatives, not just designers, about creativity, how to maintain your creativity during the time of social media when you get so much information, it
Right.
can block your creative signals. I also have a scholarship and internship, which you can also look at on OntavioRoulette.com for seniors in high school and college students interested in majoring in fashion. Last year, I had an intern. I took her to New York Fashion Week. I showed her how to do a show. It was a great experience. It's hands on. You get to purchase fabric, go to Move Fabric. A lot of people know that from Project Runway.
Yep.
Um, you get a hands-on experience what it's like to be a designer, do a show independently, where the money is going, how much money it costs, and how to create things not by sending it overseas, but to create it by hand, pattern making, cutting, and how to engage with clients and those who are interested coming to your show. So I am more of a teacher
I
than
love it.
I think what he is doing is absolutely wonderful, but I am more on the teaching side.
I love it. I love it. And I just threw that out there because I've just seen the phenomenal work that he has done. So do you make little girls clothes? So
I
sh-
do. I
Ooh.
definitely also make gifts, like newborn gifts,
Oh.
baptism gifts. So hand embroidered blankets that can range really high. We can go into that another time for christenings and things like that.
Oh, that is amazing. So basically anything for women, we can come to your shop and we can be able to do that. So if we wanted to come visit you and we wanted to let's say but get a Ontavia Roulette original, what would we have to do that?
You can go online to OntavioRoulette.com. There's a consultation option on the About page at the bottom.
Mhm.
It's a free consultation, and we can go from there. I come to you because I like to work around my clients' schedules. A lot of them are traveling a lot. So um, I am at an at-home studio and a studio over on, well, I don't want to tell people where, but I'll say it's by Graffiti Alley.
I think I know where that is. I think I know because I just moved to the DC area, so I totally get it. So it's like I'm so intrigued about what's going on, and we were talking about the what you call the different cut on the pants. So what about have the skinny legs, have the straight legs, or the skinny pants, and all that stuff gone out?
Well, I think yes, if you're looking forward in fashion because they're so in right now, you have to look forward. The young men are wearing jeans extremely tight right now. Um,
Yes, like
if you
boo,
could
you
please
can't
stop,
breathe. I know you can't.
if you could please stop, that'd be great. But to each their own. But like I said, it's about how you wear the clothes. Um, I personally think that wider leg pants and
Mm.
pantsuit and dress pants for women are in style. Look at Beyonce's eight shit. I don't know if I can catch on here, but
Say it again.
Beyonce's recent video with her husband,
Yes.
pantsuit. If you're looking on the red carpet, pantsuit. If you're looking in the most recent videos, pantsuit. They are now and going forward.
And you know what I like about the new pantsuits that I'm seeing is that they're now way more feminine than they used to be.
Yes, you
So
have
go ahead.
curves.
Yeah.
They're curved.
And thank you for saying that. So a woman that, let's say, that is curvy or has that trouble midsection, or what I like to call the circumference, how could we camouflage that? Because I know the peplum came back, and I'm so tired of peplum on everything. But what else can you do, especially with the pantsuit, to, let's say, camouflage that area or camouflage some of the flaws?
I can go back to a great example who everyone loves, Beyonce.
Uh huh.
You can wear an oversized jacket. That is okay. Big sweaters are okay. It's all about comfort. You don't have to squeeze into anything and wear that extra girdle to hide what you ate for dinner and feel bad about it.
You better get up off that girdle, honey, because you know you got to
You,
throw a little spank on every now and then.
yeah, you don't have to wear the big coats, wear the big sweaters. If you're gonna get a pantsuit, wear it oversized, get it tailored just slightly so it lays on you appropriately. Ladies, don't be intimidated about getting your clothes tailored too. You can have a tailored suit and look just as good, if not better.
And I definitely wanted to get to that, because what does that mean? It's like when you say Taylor, and a lot of times, let's just be real, we start thinking about the finance of it, because with the age of the TJ Maxx, with the age of the Nordstrom Rack, with the age of the Marshalls, what do we do? How do we, let's say fashion conscious, but I mean, let's be honest, on a budget?
So, Jadena, for those who know who that artist is, he wears suits all the time and he admitted himself, and I always go to this. You do not have to break the bank to
Hmm.
get quality. You can go to a thrift store and buy a suit, three sizes oversized, take it to a tailor, and get it tailored to your size for under $100.
Wait a minute, I never thought about that. So, in other words, go get something that's way too big for you to get it to fit for you.
Yes.
Girl, you done just messed up. We could just go ahead and shut it down and pass the plate,
All
because
right, it was
it's
nice.
time. Oh, and Derek said, he said, I still have a couple of dad jeans just in case they come back.
You know what? Right. You haven't seen on Instagram. I better not see you dancing down the street.
Right,
Young people.
right. Oh my gosh, Ontavia, it has been such a wonderful, wonderful time chatting with you. I can't wait to meet you in person. And we do have to talk about that jacket and that pantsuit, because I'm going through some, I'm just gonna be real. Y'all know I'm going through some rebranding. So when you're going through rebranding, you have to start looking at different things that help take you out of your comfort zone, especially when it comes to fashion. So what advice would you give to someone quickly about that is getting ready to go through the brand new rebranding and wanting to know what colors to wear? It just so happened I put on blue because this wasn't wrinkled, because I was moving.
You know, I can say this for those who are rebranding and even new moms, your body
Ooh.
changes a lot during that time. The best thing to do is go through your closet, get a consultation, and be honest and comfortable with yourself to say that, hey, maybe this doesn't fit anymore. Why don't I go shopping? Why don't I wear something more loose? It's okay to wear something loose. Now, if you're a girl that want to wear something tight and you happy with your curves, just be confident in what you're going to do. The best thing to do also is get a stylist or
Mm.
reach out to a designer or an honest friend that will tell you, hey, girl, they don't look good.
Right, right. And I'm so glad to have a few of those in my closet. The good friends that will tell you,
Yes.
say, no, 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 boo. Try something else. Try something else. So,
Friends,
yes. So, hi, so if someone wants to get in contact with you, please share with us how y'all have to go. First of all, I'm going to shout you out on this one. Go to her Instagram page. I went to her Instagram page. I was blown away because I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So, how can we find you, Ontavia?
you can find me on Instagram at roulette, ROULETTEONT. That's roulette, ONT. And that's also my Twitter page, or you can go to OntaviaRoulette.com.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you were able to join us. Charlotte said, I am rebranding as I am returning to school to enter a new career area. So what now we got a career changer. What would you suggest for that? And I do know that she is more of a seasoned woman. So, what do you say to that, especially when you're going back to school and you are going to be a couple of years older than some of the average student?
I want to say one, don't fall into the trap of not dressing your age.
Uh,
Dressing your age, you can first you can see great examples in Vogue magazines where it tells you 20s, 30s, 40s, and it shows those colors that work well for you, even in different body types. When it comes to rebranding or going back to school or having children, just be true to yourself, wear what you like to wear, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. If you're not sure, look on Instagram. Fashion Bomb Daily. I have to call them out because they are really good. If you're not sure, go look on there. Another person who is great with styling people is the Working Beauty. She is in DC. She
oh,
is single and she is absolutely fabulous. I follow her on Instagram. If you don't follow the Working Beauty, go follow her. She's really great.
oh, that means we're going to have to get the working beauty on conversations. Yes, we're going to have to. You know what, Octavia? We need to put together a fashion show to do on conversation so we can do something live and be able to really talk. Just have a girlfriend conversation about what to and what not to wear for this next season. What you think about that?
That sounds pretty great.
Awesome! All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first right here that we going to put something together and we going to come back and knock your socks off. So, y'all, it's been fun. It's been real, Ontavia. So glad you were able to get in and join us. Love you to life, honey. See you real soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Conversations with Deborah Franklin. Y'all, this tonight has just been amazing. I'm so glad we were to be able to talk to Dr. Johnson about diversity and being able to get a career coach. And I was truly excited about talking to Ontavia tonight because those of you that don't know, y'all know me and fashion don't normally get along. And so to be able to talk to someone who was able to give some really good advice, y'all, tonight was just a great show. So those of you that are logging in live on Facebook, please make sure that you like and share. Those of you that are watching it here live on YouTube, make sure that you, most of all, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So make sure you're following Conversations with Deborah Franklin everywhere. And please, please, please share this video because there was a wealth of knowledge that was given tonight about both of these areas, but how we can make ourselves better. Because ladies, tonight, ladies, we got to stand up and do it because I'm definitely going to go look at this pantsuit because I saw that pantsuit before, but then I was like, that's going to make me look frumpy. But you know what, y'all, let's get ready to step out of our comfort zone and get ready to tackle our future and make sure that we are acting out on purpose and getting ready to walk in our destiny. All right, guys, have a great evening. Love you to life. Peace. See you next week.